Hey explorers, it's Jessica with Exploring the Local Life, and I am coming to you on this really wet day to talk about pro tips. This is pro tips when you are stationary full-time RV living. So you are in your RV, you don't have a house, but you're not traveling. And this is going to apply to you whether you are doing this by choice because you wanted to save money, or if you just ran into a situation where you had no other choice but to sell all your stuff and move into an RV. So hopefully this will help you guys out and make it a more pleasant experience. So my very first pro tip for you guys is to get a large RV. As most of you guys already know, we have a 26-foot travel trailer. That is not very big. It has one slide. It doesn't even have a separate room for the kids. It just has stacked bunks. It works well for us because for the most part, when we are stationary, we're only stationary for about 3 months at a time. And even towards the end of those 3 months, we're like, oh my gosh, I wish I had a bigger unit. And the reason that I recommend this is because if you're not going to be moving around, you like park it and you stay somewhere for like a year or more at a time, the small space really starts getting to you. And I recommend this even if you had to sell your house and this is not your first choice. Go out, get a used RV, but get the largest one that you can possibly afford. Because when you're going to be in that small space and not moving around doing your everyday life, it's going to get to you. You're going to feel the small space. You're going to feel the smaller refrigerator, the smaller cabinetry. So go as large as you possibly can. And I recommend, if you can do it, to get a fifth wheel. Because fifth wheels are more home-like, really. They're going to give you that extra space that you're going to need for the stationary life. Do not go over budget on that. Look very carefully. There's lots of good used large RVs, but you're going to need it because you're not going to be traveling. Trust me on this one. Get the larger one. Okay, my second pro tip for you. I've already said about the larger RV, and I'm recommending a fifth wheel or a travel trailer if you have to. With that, typically you're going to need a tow vehicle, but I'm recommending that if you're not going to be moving it around, that you do not buy a tow unit, a tow vehicle. You can get a dealership or somebody, there's companies out there that will take your RV to your location, because that's an extra expense of having that vehicle that costs more in maintenance and more if you had to finance it. If you already have a tow vehicle, then this doesn't apply, but I don't want you going out there and buying a tow vehicle when you're not going to actually be towing, okay guys? So either get somebody that you know that has a truck or get a hiring company. Sometimes even the dealership will move it for you. There is a fee, but it's going to be a lot less than you going out and buying another vehicle. My third pro tip. If you have two vehicles, keep them. Now, of course, here I am, I'm talking to families. If you're a single person, you're probably just gonna have the one vehicle. Obviously, you're not gonna be selling that. But if you're a family and you have two vehicles, don't sell that other one unless you absolutely have to for financial reasons. Because again, you're stationary. You're gonna be living everyday life. If you continue to keep the children in school, or if you guys have work obligations, if you have to actually go to a building, you're gonna need those two vehicles to make life better. It's just going to be less of an adjustment for you guys to move from a house to that RV and stay stationary if you have the two vehicles. It'll give you that flexibility and the things that you need to make the time in that small space a lot better. It gives you a lot more options of where you can go and when you can go. Of course, if you are in such extreme situation where you need the money, you know, we sold both of our cars. We ended up getting a truck. We got a very used truck. It was inexpensive. And we had just the one for a long time. And, you know, it worked out. It was better when we were traveling. But when we are stationary, again, we stay sometimes 3 months at a time in one location. Having the one vehicle was difficult, but we made it. You know, having more than one is a luxury. But I recommend, if you can handle it, to have the two vehicles. It'll make this season of your life so much better. My fourth pro tip is that you stay somewhere with amenities if you can do it. Thousand Trails has like seasonal or annual sites, and that's kind of like a lower discounted rate for an extended period of time. And a lot of RV parks have those types of rates where if you're staying monthly, either you can pay month to month, or they have ones where you can stay longer, and that's going to be discounted instead of like the daily rate. If you can swing it, try to get one that has a pool or a playground or something like that, because again, it's gonna make your tiny space, even if you get the largest fifth wheel that you can possibly afford, having that outside time, having a pool right nearby where you can just, you know, the kids can go, you can go, have a little hot tub maybe, it'll just make that time so much better. I know that when we have stayed for about 3 months at a time and we're kind of at an RV park that doesn't have those amenities, again, it starts getting really, we become very aware of the fact that we're kind of like stuck in a small space, and it becomes a lot less fun. And if you're doing that, everyday life, stationary RV living, having those amenities will make it so much better for you guys. My very last pro tip number 5, is for you guys not to let other people make you feel guilty or bad or embarrassed or anything about this living arrangement. Whether you are choosing it because you want to save money or because you can't afford your previous living situations, or you just can't afford housing. Don't let people make you feel bad about that. You're making a good decision and doing something that you can actually afford. Then maybe if in the future you decide to either start traveling or you decide to go back into a home, they should be proud of you, but some people just aren't going to get it. And I just want you to not feel that guilt. You have enough going on that you don't need that extra just bad negativity going towards you. So please do not let people affect you like that, okay? Just if they say it, just remember why you're doing it. Even if you were forced into it, as in you had to leave your home and this is not the situation you wanted to be in, still you're making progress to get to the next point, wherever that may be. So keep that in your mind, okay? Don't let people bring you down. Thank you so very much for watching. I hope that these pro tips have really helped you out, okay? If you have any questions or comments, or if you have your very own tips that you'd like to share about station RV living, please let us know. Thank you so very much. Oh, and something else, if you want a free checklist, okay? Go down into the descriptions. There's gonna be somewhere where you can click and you can get this checklist. It talks about the different things that you need to remember when you're moving around. Okay, if you're doing stationary living, you're like, Jessica, how is this going to help me? It may help you if you have to move for some reason, or at the point where you're like, you know what, the stationary life isn't for me, or I need to move on to another site for whatever reason. This checklist will help you so you don't forget, because you're not used to doing it anyway. So don't forget to get that. Thank you so much, guys, and I will catch you guys later. Bye.